everybody, it's Christine Bertram. I'm coming to you live from the Hive here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. People often ask me, what does Fond du Lac stand for? And it's actually French for foot of the lake. The city of Fond du Lac is at the foot of Lake Winnebago. So when we go traveling, people ask, well, what does Fond du Lac mean? And so that's what it is. So in case inquiring minds are inquiring. So you guys, we have the September monthly card class for you tonight. It is, what is today? It's the 15th of September. Wow. That means we're officially halfway through the month. So we have a special going on for you guys. Hi, Jody Storman and Betty Pyle. We have a special going on for you right now. Stampin' Up! Is doing a 15% off sale on their stamp sets. And they, oh, you know what I was looking for? The cottage wreath cards. I got distracted and I didn't get them. Hi, Mary Carls from Jericho. Hi, Randy Schultz. So if you're interested in getting some stamp sets at a discount, hi, Mary Hartman. There is a list. I think it includes everything except for the host sets. So it doesn't include bundles either. Hi, Ethel King. So you have some time. It goes until midnight Mountain Time tonight. Hi, Doris Monson. If anybody local to me would like some help putting in the order, hi, Julie Poindexter and Feline Mays. Thanks for sharing, Feline. If anybody is local to me and needs help putting in the order, I can always put it in. I have an order going in after class, and if you just wanted a set or two, it would help to save on shipping because it would only be 10% for shipping versus the $7.95. Hi, Laura Sullivan. Hi, Linda Hall. Hi, Jean Terwilliger and Linda Kester. So that's awesome. That sale's going on today. Hi, Ann Bellinger. Hi, Carla Lake. So hi, Gwen Petrashek. Hi, Chris Dudarenki. Wow, you guys are all rocking and rolling in here. So the sale's going on today. What else? What else? I was thinking we had a busy day in the Hive today. Mom and I started kitting up around 9:45, and Diane popped in and we put her to work for a couple hours, and because of her help we were able to get everything to the post office today. Hi, Lynn Beasley. Hi, Barbara Barco. Hi, Mary Lemke. So we I got them all to the post office at 5 o'clock, and so that means that Rustic Harvest and also ink, paper, scissors, the Splendid Thoughts are kitted up and in the mail. I still have openings for each of the classes. I think I might have 6 left for Rustic Harvest. Hi, Deanna Stell. Hi, Hildy. Deanne, if you're listening, I'm going to tell you that I mailed yours and Jeannie Parker's together. So they're coming to your attention to help save on some shipping for you guys. So I was going to message you that, and I didn't get around to it yet. I was rush. So I think I have about 5 left for Rustic Harvest, and I have maybe a dozen or so for ink, paper, scissors. Hi, Peggy. But ink, paper, scissors isn't for basically 2 weeks from tonight. So I've got 2 weeks on that class, and I think I have about a dozen left. So should be good. Hi, Cindy Runtree. So if you guys were signed up for those classes, you should watch your inboxes because a tracking number was sent out, and also watch your mailboxes because you'll have purple packages coming. And in some cases, they are priority envelopes if there was multiple things put in them. So yeah. So hi, Holly Gentry. When I flip the camera down, I'll show you guys the cards again in case anybody's looking for any. Hi, Linda. Hi, Donna. So I have a Happy Mail to show you guys. Oh, I do have an announcement too. I have one. Hi, Susan and Melody. I have one ink, paper, scissors left from September 1st, which was the actually August ink, paper, scissors, you guys. It was the Lovely in Linen class. I had somebody that said in a live that they were interested in it. Talk to them, and then it's been 2 weeks now, and it's not accounted for. I have not heard back from this person after trying 3 times, okay? I feel like if I try 3 times, that's enough trying, right? Hildy loves the purple packages. Yay! Hi, Millie Kindle. So I am putting this up for grabs. I haven't put it hi, Sherry Martin. I haven't put it out on the past classes still available because I have a hunch that by announcing it right now, it might be gone before the end of class. So I'll show you the cards because I have them right here. These are the cards that I'm going to announce the winners for these later. So I did the drawing earlier, that little shininess. So these are the cards. I have this ink. So again, I had their slip all written up and everything, right? So it's ink, paper, scissors, lovely and linen. I thought I had it sold, and then it came back that I don't think I do. So you get the roll of ribbon, the embellishments, the pack, a quarter pack of paper, and then you get the 4 card kits. So thought I had it sold, don't have it sold. Hi, Teresa Carls. Hi, Brenda Little. So these are the 4 cards that you would make then. And the video was from 2 weeks ago, you guys. These are what I'm going to announce who the winners of these cards are in a little bit. And so if this interests you guys, it was $30 for porch pickup or $36 mailed. And so that's, hi Francis Rodriguez. So just to put that out there, in case anybody is interested in my last ink, paper, scissors that I thought I had sold for the month of August, which was September 1st. Okay, I got some happy mail here. You guys, this is from Karen Wetstein. I love me my purple. So pretty. Kim Rosebaum, it is $36 for mailing. Thanks, Anne. Yeah, it's $36, and for the $36, Kim, you get the goodie bag. And so there's a full pack of embellishments here. And hi, Linda Hunt. Full pack of embellishments. Oh, Laura Sullivan said she made hers on Monday. Very cool. So you get embellishments, ribbon, a quarter pack of paper, and the 4 card kits. And then with mailing, it's $36. So Linda said she purchased the recipe, so I will buy the kit. Yeah. And then Cindy says she like, okay, Susan Bellamy. Okay, that's it, you guys. Thanks, Cindy. I did not see that. Wow. So sometimes, oh, Susan, yay, it went so fast, you guys. A lot of you commented that at the same time, and then it went away so fast. I appreciate you guys keeping me up with that. So Susan Bellamy, you were the first person to comment on that. So that's how it goes, you guys. I look back really quick. Yep, Susan said hi, and then Susan said she'll take it. She was the first one, and that was perfect. So Susan, we'll have to connect, okay? But I'll put your name on that. So yay, I figured that would happen, you guys. I guess if you sign up for something and it takes 2 weeks to get back to me, that's what happens, right? Hi, Sandy Wicklander. Oh, Jordy, so I don't have it available anymore. So the witch is unable to order. So I don't remember what stamp set the witch is from. Oh, let's go back to that, you guys, though. Betty Pyle said it is a cute card. Yes, Karen did a great job. She's got the tasteful, the time-worn type is in the embossed background. She colored the white crinkly ribbon, and it's purple. Gotta love it. Hi, Charlene Hodges. And then on the inside, you've put a spell on me and a little Prince frog here. I love it. So Karen did a great job. And then you guys can see here, she decorated the envelope to match. So very pretty, Karen. I love it. Okay, so that's the happy mail I got there. Just to let you guys know what we're doing tonight. Hi, Kathy Miller. We're going to be doing these 3 cards tonight for the September monthly class. And we're going to get started on those in just a second. I wanted to share with you guys, in case you didn't see the live for Monday, I did, or it was Tuesday. I showed off the Fun Folds cards. So you guys, this is a class that is going to be, oh, the little gem got caught down. Oh, and then it flipped away. Oh, man. Oh, I found it. There it is. This is going to be for, it's like everything falls down when one thing happens. This is Fun Folds, you guys. The first week of October, whatever the first Thursday. Hi, Louise Power. In case you missed this, I'm taking registrations for this class now. It's 4 Fun Folds, and this is a shadow box using the Perched in a Tree, which uses the aspen dyes. So pretty. And then this one is, so these are very similar but different, right? This is our winter card. Hi, Diane Bogenhagen. This is our Christmas card. Chris and I worked on these a couple weeks ago, and so that was our Fun Fold for that second Fun Fold. Then we did a Halloween one, and it's that kind of a fold, so it sits up like that. And then it kind of toggles on there. This piece in there is very important. There's a piece back there that helps with that. I did find my ruler. Yes, Linda. And you know what the funny thing is? I have this little caddy here, and the ruler was leaned up like this. And so when I looked at it from the angle, I never saw it. But it was back there the entire time, never lost. Is that not funny? Hi, K-Weaver. And then the last one for the fun folds is this soft seedlings card. And then that goes like that. So you guys, that one sits like that. Hi, Latokia. I do have openings for game night. Hi, Sherry Stewart. Hi, Ronna Ayers. Okay. Oh, Jody wants the fun fold. So Jody, yes, perfect. Anybody who wants the fun fold, email me, text me, call me, Facebook message me, however you want to get a hold of me, just in a written form. Let me know so that I can comment to it that I got you signed up. I have a feeling that that one will sell out. I'm planning to make 100. Okay, I already have 21 signed up, and the class is like 3 weeks from now. So once people start to see the fun folds, everybody goes goo goo gaga over fun folds. I will have to tell you that we do. We all love our fun folds, and the way that I make up those kits, you guys, they're really, you just have to stamp and assemble. A lot of the mind work is done for you. Hi, Jennifer Jones. So I wanted to share with you game night cards. And I was thinking about where do I have them? So I want to share with you the prizes. So if you're not in my Stampin' Game Night group with Cards by Christine, that's where I've been posting some stuff this week for the game night. I announced what prizes can be for the prize packages. I think that I might have like 10 left that I've got kitted up. And once I sell them, then I can pop in the mail for you guys. So anybody who has already registered for it, they're already on the way to you guys. They mailed out yesterday. So I still have space because Mom and I made up extra card kits. So it's not a problem in case anybody still wants to sign up. So I'm going to flip the camera down. I'm going to show you what the 5 prize packages are. And one of them is not showing because it's not even in my house yet. It's a brand new set called Warm Welcome. So I'll flip down so you guys can see these. I know there's a little glare, but I got to find I gotta find the cards. Oh man, where did they go? They're all wreaths. I found them. Okay, so how game night works is that 5 people will each want a bundle. The other one is called Warm Welcome. It was started September 1st. It's coming, I'll have it on Monday. And it's brand new. Hi, Lisa Spacek. It's brand new, available as of September 1st. So I literally have it. It's on the way here. I think I should even have it on Monday. It's my plan. So how it works is that you'll have your 5 lucky numbers, and it's kind of like, it works like bingo, but it's not like bingo. But those are the bundles, and then one more. So there's 5. And then these are the 4 cards, you guys. So we're going to have an ad hoc class on Monday called Stampin' Game Night and Card Workshop. And so you'll make 4 cards, like a spring card. We're going to do the Halloween card, and then a fall card, and then the Christmas-ish card. And honestly, you guys, Anna did all the die cutting, and you don't have to do any of the die cutting yourself. Jody, yes. Perfect. I have a game night. I can get it in the mail for you tomorrow. So all you need are sentiments, you guys. If you don't have the cottage wreaths, oh, there's spiders here, right? So if you don't have the spiders, it looks really pretty without the spiders too. And so you'll get a goodie bag with this one as well. So I was just trying to, I figured out what you meant, Jody. I knew you meant game night. So yeah, so Jody, send me a note about game night. And I'll make sure to get you signed up. And Latokia too. I'm not sure if you're watching right now, but I saw you wanted game night. So the ink, paper, scissors that's coming up in 2 weeks is, look at this fun fold, you guys. So in case you missed it, this is ink, paper, scissors on September 29th. Okay, Jody, we'll talk later, no problem. And then this one too is a fun fold, you guys. So this class has 2 fun folds in it. It's like a little pocket card. Hi, Susan Hendricks. We're just getting started, actually. Just showing off what classes are coming up in the not-so-distant future. And this one, and then that one. So this is Splendid Thoughts Ink, Paper, Scissors, you guys. That's the one I mentioned. I have about a dozen left. Thanks for sharing, Mary Carls. Everybody that shared, I really appreciate it. Hi, Lisa Nealon. The one that I have that's coming up next week, Thursday, you guys. I have 5 left of this one. Oh, yeah, Diane said, thank you, Anna, for all your amazing die cutting. Yes, Anna. She does an amazing job, and also Tammy Sikolik. Rhonda Ayers helps me with embossing, and so this one, you guys, I have a lot of great help, and my mom and Diane. And then, so you guys, here's Rustic Harvest. So 75 of you guys are already signed up for this class, so I still have 5 waiting in the wings. Hi, Christine Domino. So this one's what we're going to be doing next Thursday, you guys. If you want to get card kits, you'll reach out to me, email me, text me, Facebook message me. However, this one my mom says is the gourmet card. There are so many little pieces on this card. So this is the one I have 5 left. Marsha Long, yes, if you're interested in fun folds, just text me. That'd be awesome. Hi, Patricia Settle. Hi, Barb Johnson. In case you missed on Monday, I still have a few left of this class too. That was Ringed in Nature. So if you guys are thinking that you might need to place an order for Stampin' Up! Product, if it's a minimum amount of $45 and you use my host code, you can pick out a class for free. And so that's a great way to get classes for free. Hi, Shirley Malarkey. If you are a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator or have somebody else that you work with and you like to support them, I do offer my classes as payment options as well, that you can pay for them as well. So I go both ways. Either pay for the kit or you can get it free with an order. So if that makes sense. Okay. Oh man, you know what I just realized? I don't think Kelly got me the list of mystery card night names. So, we can't do that drawing tonight, but I can still show my card to you. Okay, Carla Lake. Oh man, Carla, I just mailed off your ink, paper, scissors, but I can send a Rustic Harvest to you too. So send me a quick email too when you get a chance, Carla. Thanks for sharing, Patricia. I appreciate it. All right. So hi, Angela Knutson. Thanks for loving and sharing. I appreciate it. So Angela, you've got a lot of card kits here. I think you've got 5 here. I think every card class that is in the month of September, Angela is doing, like a bunch of you guys are, which is awesome. So we're going to do roll call really quick. Let you guys know who all got kits for tonight to take the class with me. They are the ones that got these in the mail probably last week, and some of you they got mailed this week after I got back. So Barb Barkow, Jeannie Parker, Shirley Malarkey, Sandy Wicklander, Vera Anderson, Doris Munson, Mary Lemke, Debbie Schultz, Buzzy at Work Debbie, Laura Sullivan, Sherry Martin, Deanna Stell, Kathy Jackson from Iola, Wisconsin. Hi, Judy Brennan. Hi, Patricia Piscopio. Marsha Long, I saw that you asked about Rustic Harvest. I'll show it again in a second. Holly Gentry's with us for class tonight. Angela Knutson, Lynn Beasley, Linda Hunt, Becky Gandolfo, Donna Grushke, Mary Lemke got a second set. So she's on here twice. Sue Somerville, Mary Hartman, Patty Salter, Patricia Suttle, and Julie Kaler. So Julie Kaler, hi Faith Fee, need text number. Yes, when I flip the camera down, I'll show it to you. Hi Judy Immel. What was I going to say? Oh, Julie Kaler. So Julie Kaler, this is her first class with me, and so excited. She was referred to me by Julie Horkey. They're out in Minnesota, and so because Julie referred Julie to me, when I do that, you guys, once Julie signed up for her first class, I sent them each 3 handmade greeting cards. So I put 6 of them in the package, and they're going to get together and divide them up however they want to. So it's a little way of saying thank you when you refer your friends to me and they take card classes with me for the first time. So hi, Sharon Land from California. Thanks for sharing. Pretty cool, you guys. We have 24 signed up. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 left of this class as well. It'll be good. I will do the drawing for class, the door prize at the end when I show you my mystery cards. So yeah, so fun, you guys, when we have newbies in the mix with us. It's always crazy. I guess my advice for you guys, or anybody that's watching for the first time doing card classes with me. Whoa, Sandy Wicklander, you may be coming to Wisconsin in October. Absolutely. I want to meet you and give you a big hug. Wow, that would be exciting. Make it happen. And I don't know where in Wisconsin you're going to be. Like, it's a big state when you think that it's like 9 hours to one side and 5 to the other. So let's make it work that I can meet you in person. I would love that. So So yes, it's awesome when we have newbies that are stamping with us and that you share me with each other. Just a heads up, you guys, we're going to be doing a little contest. Kelly's putting together a graphic for me. Those that don't know, Kelly is my right arm or my head sometimes. Mary Carl's. Let me just look here. Mary Carl's. So I don't have you on my list. So I'm wondering if my question for you, Mary Carl's, is we'll figure it out. I have kits. I didn't have you on my list. I did have you for Let's Just Stamp and Rustic Harvest and Ink, Paper, Scissors, but I don't remember the September monthly classes. Nothing that we can't figure out. But you have your card kits because you would have picked them up from Mom's house in the last week, I think. So we'll figure it out, Mary. I'm making a note though, because I'll have to look back through our text messages and see where you signed up for it. So we can make it happen. I'm just making myself a note for you though. So Mary Carl's is also doing this class, you guys. You have your kit. So how do you have your kit? Oh my goodness. Huh. Are you sure you're not looking at the Let's Just Stamp, September card class, Mary? Because I have you down for that one. So look at the title. I'm really curious what the little slip of paper says. So you're going to Marshfield, Sandy. That's awesome. Okay, so Marshfield is about an hour and a half from here. My brother used to live there. So my brother lives in Stevens. My other brother lives in Stevens Point. So you'll have to give me some dates and give me like the time frame of when you are. So hi, Cheryl Thomas from Ohio. So you have your kit. So Mary, I'm really curious if it's the September Let's Just Stamp or if it is the September monthly kit. So if you have it and it's the right kit, I'm so happy you have it. And I can always send you the PDF. So we'll figure it out. You guys, I'm easygoing. You guys are all easygoing. It makes it easy that we figure it out together. So hi, Alice Samsel. So, all right. So we've done the roll call and we're going to make 3 cards tonight. I'm trying to think. Oh, you know what I was talking about? Okay. I don't usually get like squirrel and go off on a tangent, but I got sidetracked there. Kelly's putting a cover photo together for me. We're going to do a little contest in Facebook to help me grow my subscribers in YouTube. So my YouTube channel, you guys, is called Cards by Christine. And I have almost every class in there for like the last 2 years. Since March of 2020, I've been putting every class that I do in a Facebook Live, also in YouTube. Okay, sounds good, Lynn Beasley. It was last night's kit. Last night's kit, so last night, Mary, was sale-a-bration, but I don't think you got that one either. So we'll figure it out. So I'm looking to grow my YouTube subscribers. I've been mentioning this over our last few videos. When I came back from backstage in New Orleans, one of the things that I had set for myself for a goal is to transition to doing YouTube lives versus Facebook lives. So I would be live in YouTube, which more people have access to YouTube because it's endless, right? It's not like we're Facebook, you have to have a Facebook account. So I'm going to be transitioning myself to YouTube, and then I'm going to kick it off with the soft seedlings class the first week of October. I showed those cards the other day. That's gonna be my first class in YouTube, and then from there I'm gonna transition it, and I'll make sure it's seamless, you guys, as much as possible, that you guys know where the links are, where that is. But so last night's class, you guys, was in person. Last night I had celebration. We had 6 lovely ladies here. Hi, Donna Gruski. 6 lovely ladies, and we did the little picture frame thing. And that's what I'm going to be doing live with you guys tomorrow night at 5:30. So in case you guys want to learn how to make that picture frame, the 3D picture frame, stay tuned tomorrow night at 5:30. So nobody online missed any class last night. It was just an in-person, it was an in-person class here. So, and hi, Stacy Burns. It was people who earned a spot at my celebration. So long story short, you guys, on the YouTube thing, I'm going to be transitioning us. No, you'll be able to watch it. Okay. Oh yeah. So Mary Carl's, you did get 9/14. I had the wrong date on there, Mary. Let's Just Stamp Ringed in Nature was 9/13, so I wrote the wrong date on there, and you had signed up for Let's Just Stamp. But if you would like, and that's what I thought in my head, if you would like the monthly class, Mary, I can make it happen too. So for those of you that are new to me too, I just had this conversation with Julie yesterday. I don't charge anything for my Facebook Lives, you guys. Anytime I do a Facebook Live, anybody can watch it. And the same thing will happen with YouTube. As long as you have internet, you will be able to watch my Facebook Lives or my YouTube Lives, right? And they're always available. So you can catch the replay. I never charge for any of the lives that I do. I gear my lives towards the people who take my classes, but what happens is anybody can watch them and benefit from it. So I don't charge for it at all. The only time I charge is if you want kits, and the kits would be either porch pickup or mailed, or you come to class in person and then you can make the cards yourself. So it's always available for you to watch either live or via a replay, and it's either Facebook through the end of this month, or I'm going to transition to YouTube. I got to research and figure it out, but I'm going to stay on Facebook. Yep, Vicki Tillett, definitely. I'm not leaving Facebook. I'm just not going to be, well, you're unable to interact on YouTube. So what it might mean is, no crying, Alice. You guys are all good. We're going to make sure it happens. The same thing works on YouTube where you can comment. So you may need to have a Gmail account. I'm not quite certain of that, but I think that there's the same interaction and talking that we can do on Facebook. We can do that on YouTube as well. Hi, Maria Gilbertson. So I'm going to do some testing, you guys. We're going to do like a testing 1, 2, 3 of the public broadcast system. Okay, so you need a Gmail account to comment on YouTube. Well, get a Gmail account, right? Like you had to get a Facebook account to go on Facebook. We'll get Gmail accounts to get you guys onto YouTube if you want to comment, right? If you don't care about commenting so much, then it's okay. So to interact, you have to log in and have a Gmail account, is what Sherry said. So thanks, Linda Kester. So I'm going to do a couple ad hoc YouTube live videos up until then, and we're going to practice. So Anna Revedu says she watches more videos on Facebook too. So it's a transition, you guys. It's not going to be overnight. I'm going to try to make it as seamless as possible, but the searching functionality in Facebook leaves me longing for more. When they made their changes in April, I grew to not like Facebook at all. It's there because I've got a great community, but if you guys have ever been trying to search for my events or searching for videos, searching for Tip Tuesday things like they're using the Stella pen, they made changes in April and they've made it so hard for people to find the things that I'm offering in Facebook. And when you have YouTube and you're searching for videos, all you have to do is search the name and the name of my class. It just comes up. I've been testing it. And so it's just easier usability. And so with anything, change is not easy for a lot of people. And so we've got a good thing going here, but I think we will have a fabulous thing with YouTube as well. So, so Patricia Settle, she has a Gmail account and she doesn't have a Gmail account and can comment on YouTube. So there you go. So I mean, I've heard so many people give me positive feedback about going to the YouTube. So don't be scared. Nobody fret about it. Like we're going to make it as seamless as possible. So we'll get through it. And I think in the long run, the functionality is going to be so much easier and better for people. So I have heard so many people say, oh my gosh, I love YouTube. They put it up on the TV. They can follow along. It's nice. So Cindy said you don't have to create a channel to comment. Okay. Sonia says she finds Facebook much easier to watch, and she's in Melbourne, Australia. They are making it so hard very lately. So Hilda, I completely agree. Facebook, I am not liking Facebook. And so it does its job. It works. I can get with you guys and talk, but I think the long run for what is happening is YouTube is the route to go. And you guys, I'm actually on Rumble as well. Everything that I do is on Rumble. So if you guys have Rumble accounts and you watch or follow people on Rumble, I have cards by Christine on Rumble as well. And you guys, I have 37 people that are following me on Rumble. So yay. Facebook lets you know when you are live. So does YouTube. Okay. YouTube does as well. So if you set for my channel to notify you when I go live, then it will notify you on YouTube as well. So yes, Jody, yes, easy search, I'm in. I promise you, it'll be so much easier to search for things. So I tell you, when somebody asks me for a video that I did in the past, I give them the YouTube link because I can find it on YouTube so much faster than on Facebook now. So yeah, Rumble is another app out there, less censorship. For the last 2 years, they have really censored a lot of people regarding a lot of different sensitive topics. And Rumble was created so that people could have freedom of speech on the internet, basically. So I think that that might be the way that it's going for our future. Is if you want to be able to speak and be heard, Rumble's the place to go. So I am on Rumble as well. So all right, what is Rumble? Laura Sullivan, Rumble is free. It is a free app, and I follow lots of people on Rumble, and you subscribe to their channels just like you're on YouTube. So everything that I do on YouTube, I have fed it over to Rumble. So every one of my videos is on Rumble as well. So Rumble doesn't cost. Yep, exactly. So if you are on YouTube and subscribe to her channel, it will notify you when she's live. Yay! Thank you, Cheryl Stewart, for answering that as well. YouTube is user friendly. Yeah. So you guys, for those that are uncertain, because change is hard, I totally get it. We're gonna make it happen. Baby steps is what I'm gonna say. Baby steps, one person at a time. But I didn't mean to go all into that, you guys, with you for this tonight. But what I meant to tell you, what I was getting at is we're going to do a contest with YouTube. I'm at like 900 subscribers right now. And my goal is 1,000 subscribers by September 30th, which is 2 weeks, you guys. Hi, Susan Reed. 2 weeks from tonight. So I challenge all of you guys. Kelly's going to be creating a graphic. And Rumble doesn't track you like Google. Yes, Google tracks everything you do. It sure does. And unfortunately, YouTube is a part of Google. So yes, hence that, you guys, trying to transition away from the tracking. So yep, check Rumble out. Haven't heard of it before. Yep, it is new. See, there you guys are learning stuff about new stuff. Awesome. The tracking is big, Judy. I will admit that. Like, I don't like them tracking everything I do. So we'll absolutely make it work. Yes, Gwen, thank you. Exactly. And you guys, I like hand holding. I'm good with that. So I will take time to make sure that you are exactly where you need to be when it comes to having a video of mine that you want to watch. And I won't leave anybody, no one left behind, right? Okay. So the contest is going to be if you like my, or subscribe to my YouTube channel, that you need to comment in a post that we're going to create in Facebook, you guys. I'm in Facebook, right? So we're going to create a post in Facebook, giving you the link to my YouTube channel and asking you to go to it to make sure you're subscribed. And we're going to mention in there about setting your notifications. We'll put a little graphic that shows how to make sure you set your notifications to mention when I go live, just like it does with Facebook. And as long as you're subscribed and you set your settings, hopefully you set your settings good. I don't care about if you don't set them or you do, but as long as you're subscribed. And my goal is to hit 1,000 people by September 30th. And so if you're already subscribed to my channel, or if you hit the subscribe button and you are one of the ones that helped me get to 1,000, you're in on the drawing. And I'm giving away a bundle. And I have about 5 bundles that I have lingering in my drawer that I've gotten to use as prizes in the future. And you'll have your choice of one of those bundles. And we'll list those bundles in the cover photo too. So yay! I got through to the end of telling you about this. Hi, France. Oh, so I didn't mean for that YouTube thing to get so long. But you guys, it's not a scary thing, but it's a different thing. And when there's change involved, it's not as easy as you think. I mean, it's usually easier than what you think, but the anxiety that is associated with it, because you aren't sure of what's going on, makes it hard, right? So I get it. Oh, thank you, Marilyn, for subscribing to my YouTube channel. You guys, whoop, whoop. So I had like 980 as of last week. So if we can get 20 of you that aren't subscribed to my YouTube channel by tonight, we'll be at the 900, and then we have 100 to go. Okay. You're going to walk us through this that way. Yes, Judy, we are going to, you know what? I'm going to do a special Facebook Live that shows you what we need to do to get you subscribed to YouTube and how you watch on YouTube and commenting. Good, you guys, I like to teach. So I'll make sure that nobody's left behind. Okay. I think we're good. So if you have any questions, you guys, you can always email or reach out to me. So hi, Jennifer Merle, Hampshire. Hello, hello, hello. We just talked about the transition from Facebook to YouTube Lives. Yay. I think you probably just missed it all. Oh, Hildenel's already subscribed. Yay. Awesome. Thank you. All right, you guys. I think we're ready. We're going to make some cards tonight. We're doing 3 cards. They're all fall themed. After this, thanks Vicky Tillett for subscribing. Is it hard to sign up for YouTube? I want to sign up too. Beverly Smith. No, it's just go to YouTube, and you have to create a Gmail account basically. So like go to www.gmail.com and you'll create a Gmail account. And Gwen said she subscribed a long time ago. Jennifer subscribed. Yay! Jennifer, we're going for 1,000 by September 30th. Perfect. So, hi, Linda Atkins. So the cards we're doing tonight are fall. And we did some fall ones earlier in the week, and a Christmas one. And then Rustic Harvest next week is fall. And then we're going to transition you guys into Christmas cards and like holiday cards. So awesome. Thanks, Sandy. I have 909. Yay. Okay, awesome. So we're going to start making cards, you guys. We've been waiting for cards all night. So let's make some cards, okay? Current host code is here in case anybody needs it. You guys, here's my phone number. I do answer my phone. Anybody that knows me knows I answer my phone. If you get my voicemail though, I do advise leaving me a text message because I'll be honest, I don't always listen to my voicemails. So, but my phone number is there, text me, call me, and then my email address is here and my website is here, you guys, in case anybody wants to get a hold of me. So that information, if you're new, is here to me. Thanks, Bonnie. You guys, we might hit 925 by tonight. That would be amazing. So these are what we're going to work on tonight. You guys, these are so cool because they don't actually, thanks, Jennifer. Oh, Bonnie just subscribed too. Awesome. So this is what we're going to work on tonight. Which one do we want to do first? I'm thinking they're so pretty. They're all so pretty. Let's do this one. If you guys saw, Kelly did a Technique Thursday. Thanks for already being subscribed, Donna. I appreciate it. Kelly did a Technique Thursday. She called it Frankensteining. And so it's just basically cutting apart like die cut pieces and like gluing them back together. And so that's what we've got going on with this. Thanks, Anne. All right, so we've got the different fall colors here are like crumb cake, early espresso. Oh, Gian, we're at 9:15. Woohoo. All right, Donna, I don't think it's blurry anymore. It might have been blurry when I was going in and out, but I don't see it blurry on my end here. So you guys, this is basically using the rustic, not the rustic, it is the Ringed with Nature here. And I lost a couple leaves there. All right, got them. But I need to know if I need to create another Gmail since I already have two. No, Patsy, you shouldn't need to create a second Gmail account. Just go to YouTube, go to Cards by Christine, and click subscribe to my channel. Oh, Feline, you definitely can get one of tonight's kits. You betcha. Message me like you normally do. All right, you guys. So we have here, Ringed with Nature is what we're using. This is the one that has the hybrid. I think I just did YouTube sign up. You know what? That works too. I feel like if you just go to YouTube, go to Cards by Christine, get my channel, and click subscribe. That's what you need to do. Now, 9:25 to subscribe. Woohoo! Thanks, Patsy. Okay, so this is the hybrid embossing folder. This is in the mini holiday catalog, and the background here was used to cut out the stumps. Let me go get the embossing folder. So Donna, that might be something on your phone, right? Because I don't think anybody else is freezing or blurry, but maybe people can let us know if they are or not. I'm gonna go get the embossing folder for you guys. So you guys can see this. Okay. All right. So just a heads up, this is what we're doing tomorrow at 5:30 Central, in case you guys want to watch that. You can see there's 2 stumps here, and there are 3 stumps in this card. So what I did in, Melanie says it's all clear, Cindy's good, Mary's good, perfect. So in designing this class and then designing this frame, I knew that I would have 5 stumps, right? So when you take this die out, this is called a hybrid embossing folder. So when you take this die out, it has 5 of the stumps, and everybody's good. Okay, so perfect. You guys are all good. Good to hear that. So this is called a hybrid. So what you're gonna do is you put this die in your embossing folder like this. It kind of clicks in place, right? And then it kind of locks in there. And you would put your piece of crumb cake or whatever you, oh, good, Don, I'm glad that it's better. Hey, Mary, you're gonna put your piece of crumb cake in here. And then what you do is you shut it and you run it through as an embossing folder. And it will, at the same time as it die cuts, it also embosses your stumps. And so I've got more than plenty in here. I guess I put all 5 of them in here. But in your kit, you will only have 3 of them. Thanks, Marcia. Wow, 922. Deanne is 922. You guys are awesome. We might hit 925 in no time. Woohoo! Okay, so what also is, so this is called a hybrid embossing folder, and then this also comes with a bunch of other dies. And so what happens for this kit that you guys have with me is, hi Linda Hall, you guys will have some stumps, and so you'll have the 3 stumps that were used in here, which must be these. These got saved for the frame, which I don't need them. You also have a vanilla stump that got cut out. Thanks for subscribing, Linda. You've got another stump that's cut out for your sentiment. You'll have a piece of this. Oh, people either love this or they hate this thread. It's thick, right? So that's the issue. It's really thick. It's great for like packages and wrapping boxes, but for making a card, it adds a lot of thickness to it. So, so people either love it or they hate it. And then you guys, the whole Frankensteining technique Thursday that Kelly talked about is you get the 3 branches and then you get 2, hi Pat Thomas. Yeah, it is awesome that it does that at the same time. You guys, in your kits, you'll have 926 already. You guys are rocking it. we have 2 Cajun Crays. We have 2 of the crushed curry, and then there's a green one. And I'll show you what we need to do with this. Thanks, Holly Gentry and Mary. Woohoo! You guys will have 3 strips of designer paper. Now, this is from the Rustic Harvest Designer Series paper. They're basically 1 inch by like maybe 3 3/4. So you'll have those in your kit. Now, if you want to use the embossing folder by itself, it embosses it. And that's the one side and that's the other side. So cool. So that's what it looks embossed. Oh, thanks, Debbie Schultz. Thanks, Holly. And then you guys have a piece of vanilla. You'll have your card kit in here. I mean your card base. And then you'll have some of the gems. The amber gems are part of this leaf and gem pack. And so you've got some of the amber gems, like either too big and a small or too small and a big. Hi, Judy Bobo. So that's everything that we're using. The only sentiment that I really pulled in for this one says, thinking of you. And then we also need a sponge dauber to color our stumps and to sponge the edges. So that's basically it for this, for products. The inside here, I've got a stump that's on the bottom of here. And I don't know, on my sample, I put a little strip of this glimmer paper. I did this card for the Summer Creative Escape, and to show people what it looked like, that's why I glued it on there. Not a big fan of that color paper. It looks kind of odd on there, so you guys don't have that in your kit, but I did put it on my sample. What we're going to do is put a little stump on the bottom here. Doris says we hit 926. Awesome. Cindy said it as well. Very cool. So let's get to town on this card right here, you guys, and we're just going to fold that one and burnish it. Sorry, I got a frog in the last 20 minutes. So, all right, so there's that. And then pick which side you want to put down. So I'm going to go with putting glue on that side. And then there's nothing stopping us from putting that down. Sometimes you want to wait in case you need to put ribbon down, but most of it gets covered up by the strips, but you will see some of the stumps sticking out. All right. And then for this one, we can glue these. So this paper, you guys, is all black and white on one side with different patterns, and then the other sides have the colorful images or colorful patterns. And so what we're going to do is put a little glue on these 3 strips. And this card, you guys, Chris and I made this card, and we cased it out of the catalog, actually. And I'm going to show you it. I'm going to pull that catalog. I'm going to try to do the yellow one first, just because I'm going to try to center this in the middle. And because I'm using liquid glue, I'll be able to wiggle them around if I need to. So we're going to put that. I made it so that the border is about the same, and it's a little thinner. Hi, Penny Powell. A little thinner, so like, okay, well, because I use the liquid glue, it's going to allow me to kind of wiggle it a little bit. Okay. All right, so there's our strips. Let me just show you guys. So this is why it's great to have a catalog. Feeding too many stray cats. You know what? That's awesome, Penny. They must like you. This card right here. Marilyn, we get you all choked up with her subscribing the YouTube channel. Yes, exactly. That must have been it. So you guys see this card right here in the catalog? That's what we looked at to get our inspiration for this one. So that layout, I mean, if you can basically see, it's the layout that we kind of cased. So yes, hi Mary Jean. All right. So there's that. Now let's do a little stamping. Done canning tomatoes, now to the rest. Yay! Okay, so my mom is in the tomato mode as well, you guys. My parents have a pretty big garden on the farm, and they are in season. So what my mom did, because she doesn't really have time to process them per se, what she did is she blanches them and takes the skin off, cores them, and then just puts them in freezer bags. So then she can use them however she wants in the future. So I have my sponge dauber, and I'm just going to a little ink around the edges just to kind of give it some definition around the edge. You could also, if you wanted, go over some of the middle area to give some definition to the edges of the stump. So there's the one, and then we're going to do that to this one. So what happens by doing this, it gives a little definition so that when you put them all together, you can see where one starts and one stops. Right, so we're putting basically a little circle around it. Hi, Pauline. All right, so there's soft suede on this one as well. And just gonna do a little bit all the way. So if you guys had a blending brush, you could use that, or just a regular sponge, you could do that too. And again, if you feel like you wanna go over that, you could do that a little bit too. So on this guy, we are going to stamp Thinking of You, and I'm gonna use the soft suede ink for this as well. And we're gonna just go right to the middle. Give it a second for the ink to hit the paper. That looks good. And then what we can do is sponge the edge of that as well. And give it some brown edges. Just makes it look a little softer. Now, if you want, you could go over the whole thing if you want. BLT sandwiches with fresh garden tomatoes. Yes, Linda Grady. So Diane was over and my mom, we had lunch today while we were in the middle of kitting up, and we had ham and I think turkey breast sandwiches, and we added fresh tomatoes to it. Oh, we're not done with this. It was so good. And I said that while we were eating, I'm like, we need bacon in here. Bacon would be so good. So I'm going to find my stump stamp. I was going to put a stump in that bottom corner. And it's not over here anywhere. Maybe it's out here. Nope, it's not there. Where would you be if you were a stump on a stamp? Let's see here. Hang on. Huh. Well, it must have gotten legs because I am not seeing a stump stamp. We had it in class on Monday night. You guys, I got back from my trip at 5 p.m. and I had class at 6. So I don't see a stump anywhere. So I'm thinking we're going to not put anything on the inside, because once I find the stump, you guys, what I would do is put the stump, I'm going to stamp a little stump in the bottom corner, and then we'll glue that. So when I find the stump, I'm going to stamp it. I found you, then I lost you. I'm back. Hi, Carol Sanquinetti. Had amazing BLT with tomatoes from Mom Janet tonight. Yay! I'm glad to hear that, Diane. So I'll stamp that stump when I can find it, and I'm going to do it in soft suede. But for now, we're just going to let it be like that. Okay, so now the assembly part. We have a little bit of Frankensteining to do here. So you have these 3 branches, and the 3 branches are all different actually. These 2 go like this way. They're different. All 3 of them are different. And what happens is you'll have a green one like this, and you're going to need to cut off the branch, or not the branch, but the leaf part. And we're going to glue those onto the brown. And when Tammy cut these for you, she cut the yellow and the brown really small already for you. And what we're going to do is let's get this out of the plastic so you guys can see it better. We're going to put, like, this one is the top one, and that's the bottom one. And we're gonna put the orangey color, it's rust. It's like Cajun Craze. We're gonna put that at the bottom. We'll put it, or that side, and we're gonna put the yellow there. And if you need to, guys, that got the kits for me, just trim off anything that needs to get trimmed. Like if it's hanging a little bit, just kind of round it off if you need to. Be careful. These were little individual pieces, and it's really easy to lose little pieces, especially like it's stuck to my finger. Okay, all right. That's gonna get trimmed here. Hi, Vicki Sloan. Okay, so we got these pretty much set. Now it's a matter of let's get them glued. And so make sure they're facing the right way. So there is some better texture to one side. It's got like the engraving, you see that? And the other side doesn't look quite the same. So make sure you got your top facing up. And what we're gonna do is just put little bits of liquid glue. And this is where this pokey tool, the take your pick tool, will come in really handy. There's a putty end on the one side, and you can pick it up and then you can set it into that. So that really helps so that you're not trying to use your fingernails. Tweezers would help too, but there's that. Oh, that's gotta go the other way. So hang tight. We're gonna put him on there. Okay, so that one's good. And now we're gonna do the same thing on this. We're gonna take off all of those and then put little dots of glue. Now I know this is probably the most tedious part you guys are gonna have to do on this card. So on this picture frame, we did a little different. Actually used crumb cake and then just colored them with blends so that there's no Frankensteining on those. Okay, so this guy is gonna go on here, and that one can go there. That one can go there. And if they're not exactly lined up, you guys, it is really okay. You're not gonna notice if like this edging is showing a little brown. It'll be okay. So those are all glued. Hi, Becky Gandolfo. Okay, so there's that. Yeah, this is a really cool fall card. So we're gonna flip that down a little. Okay, so what are we gonna do? Let's set these off and we can glue these down to the card first. So make sure you got it opening the right way. Flip those upside down and we're gonna just put a little bit of adhesive. I definitely did these flat. And the big one is near the top. And can kind of go something like that. And then the middle, I was gonna say medium and I almost said middleiano. That one goes over here, and then the littler dude can go over here. Something like that, right? No rhyme or reason, just go like that. All right, they're on the front of your card. Now what you're gonna wanna do, grab some tear and tape, and we're gonna put it on the back side of this with a little stumperoo, and we're gonna weave our ribbon back and forth. So I've got a tail and a loop and a tail and a loop. So I'm gonna take and leave a loop, the tail coming out this way, run the loop first, kind of make it as big as I want it. And then I'm gonna just bring it back, make the tail and a loop. So I did not overlap them. If you would overlap them, they'd get even bulkier. So I did just do them right next to each other like that. Okay, so it keeps them nice and like thinner, flatter. You can test it out and see how you like it. If you think, oh, that looks good, great. And if you don't like it, pull it off and redo it. But once you have it set where you want it, that's when you can take your tear and tape, and I'm going to make sure that it's nice and snug, secure, and put that on. I am gonna pick it off because I really want the tear and tape to connect to the paper, and then I'm gonna take and put dimensionals over the top of where the tear and tape, oops, that was a backing. So I'm gonna put 4 dimensionals because these dimensionals are actually a little bit thinner than the actual, hi Wendy Kruger, than the actual twine or thread. And so when you get this many dimensionals, it'll actually help stick better. So I got the 4 on there, and that's gonna go on here. So it kind of looks like you made a bow back there, but you really didn't. So that's gonna, I'm not gonna set it down really hard and squish it because I need to stick my branches in yet. So to put the branches in, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna retie my bow. I've been wanting to do that and I keep putting it off. So this little ribbon helps, hi Rose, that little ribbon helps to hold my mini glue dot like flap in place. So I'm gonna take a glue dot and pick it up, and we're gonna put that on the back side of my branch here. And we're gonna prep all 3 of them that way. So get the little, it helps to use the picky tool because then it just picks off really nice. And then just set it right on these guys. And then I am, just because I can, we're gonna grab some black dimensionals. I found these in the drawer. I don't use them very often, but I do want to use them now. So what I do for my dimensionals, I like to slide that like that, and then I flip that back this way, and then I put that in like that. So then I can easily take them in and out. So, oh, and the other thing, the black dimensionals, you guys, there's 4 sheets. There's 2 big, and then there's 2 small. And so what's nice about these is that these small ones will fit really nicely on the back of your leaf. So we're gonna just put that on the 2 outer ones. And I think I'm not going to put it on this one, and on that we're just gonna put another glue dot. So we're gonna put, so I prepped them with 2 adhesives on the, the end, the end, each end basically. Okay, so this one is just gonna get tucked up in here. And I've got a little dimension under that one. This one's gonna get tucked under here, like that. And then this guy will get put something like that. So I know that sometimes, hi Jamie Tafoya, I know sometimes what you might do first is put the branches down and guess then where to put them. I like to put that focal center piece down, and then I like to kind of sneak my little branches in. And so when you do that, then it's, the branches go exactly where you want them to go. So black dimensionals getting used, yay. All right, so then you guys got some embellishments. These come on a sheet like this. So there's half bigger ones, half smaller ones. And so you've got a combination of 3 of them. And I put 2 at the top and 1 at the bottom. And there, okay. So I'm gonna stick all this back in here. Adorable card, thanks Cindy. All right, let's get that guy back in here. Thanks, Jamie. All right, now we didn't Stella anything, so let's pull out the Stella pen. So this is where you could Stella on your designer series paper, because that's always a safe bet that it's not gonna bleed. You could also Stella the branches like this. And I'm going to see if I get a little more out. Stella the branches. Oh yeah, there she came. Okay, and then a little bit more up here. You guys, Stella whatever you want. I always say Stella to your heart's content, right? Glitter it up. I would stay away from the center area because it'll just bleed. So, easy, beautiful card, Marcia. You got it. Easy breezy cover girl. Yeah, really, I mean, there was a little bit of die cutting, but other than that, and the stumps, but they're fun. This is a fun card to do with die cutting and embossing. And again, I gotta find my stump stamp. It was out on Monday night. We used it for club class. I just can't find it right in front of me at the moment. So there you go. We got one done. Thanks, Claudia. Such an easy, beautiful card. You guys are so right. Thank you for all the hearts. Yay. Okay. The other thing you could do, I just noticed on this card, if you wanted to, you could fray the ends here. So what you could do is take your pick tool and kind of drag them apart like that. So very cool. Very, very cool. So there you guys have it. We got one card done in there. And when you fray that, it just adds to it. Just a little bit more texture to it. So don't be afraid to do that. All right, one done. Woo-hoo. All right, next we are going to do things that make you go, Let's do the birdie, because it's right on the top here. So we're gonna do the bird card next. And this one features the perched in a tree. So that was the stamp set. This was the aspen tree dies. They were one of the free things you could get during sale-a-bration. So it is out of stock at the moment, so you can't get it as a bundle, but it'll be back in, you guys, before you know it. And so we're going to use the bird, the tree, branch, and then the little dots and a sentiment here. So the leaf got cut out of here. There's a small and a big one, and the branch got cut out from here as well. So, all right, so that's what we used. So we're going to do this one. Thanks for sharing, Alice. I appreciate it. And then on our inside, we're going to stamp a little bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word. And all right, so let's pull out all your bits and parts, you guys. Let's see what you got in your kit. You would have an espresso base. Yeah, Pauline, a lot of people love this perch set. It's awesome. So it's scored, and you guys just need to burnish it. So yours is already folded. So it's just your traditional card base. Vertical card, so let's set that vertical. You're going to have a piece of paper that is, I don't know, like maybe 7/8 by 3, and that's going to be for that strip. All right. You're planning this set for your Christmas cards. Awesome. Very pretty Christmas card. So my Magic of TV has mine already die cut for me, but in your kit, you guys got a piece of white, right? So if you don't have the bird set, you could probably make the card without the bird, or you could find something else to put in place of the bird, right? You'll also have your leaf here. You have a branch in your kit, and then you'll have some of the festive pearls, and it's these, they're soft succulent, and you got 3 of them in your kit. This is already die cut for you. You may need to do the pokey, pokey, pokey. Not the hokey pokey, turn yourself around, but pokey, pokey. And poke out any bits that need to get poked out. So that is my favorite part of this die set, is that actual oval that cuts this out. We used thick white because it just made it sturdier versus thin basic white. It's a nice meatier piece of paper. What's cool about the die is it actually puts little imprints in here all throughout. It makes it look like it's almost cut, but it's not cut. So it gives it extra texture. And then this is the natural ribbon. You got maybe 6 inches of that. This is from the Boughs of Holly Designer Series Pack. These are all card kits. Yes, Marsha Long, this is the September monthly card kit class. You would get the kits just like this, basically, in envelopes, and it's for these 3 cards. And I still have some available. I have maybe 8 of them, or 7 or 6. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head, but this is a kit. It's available. It's $20 mailed, or it was free with a $45 purchase. So the birch, and then you flip it over, and you've got your poinsettias going on. So I think this is my favorite pattern out of that Boughs of Holly paper, and that is going to go behind here. Very cool. All right, then you have a white, and you can feel the difference. This thick, and then you can feel the thin. There's like a little bit of a difference. So that's for your inside. So stamping. We are going to use espresso for our stamping. And so we're going to grab, let's see here, the bird. So this is a cling set, you guys. So it's not photopolymer, so you don't necessarily need to have that piercing mat underneath. We're going to grab that one, this one, and we're going to do some stamping. So grab a piece of scrap paper if you want to practice your sentiment first. And the sentiment says, no matter the season, I'm here for you. And we're going to put that on our scrap paper just to practice to see how it stamps. Good. Now, before you do that, though, my advice is to do the splatteries. Sorry to just change path here, but it's really hard to see it. But there are splatters on there, and I like to do the splatters first so that that's done. So we're going to do, I stamp off. It's called second strength, and then you can see the difference between the first strength and the second strength. So it's just, you could have even maybe done third strength, depending on how juicy your ink pad is. So you go like that, and then, oh, that's even good too. So 1, 2, buckle my shoe, 3, 4, shut the door. So now you can see there's third strength and then second. I think I'm gonna even go with the third strength. All right, so that's done. And we're done with the crumb cake for the moment. And we're gonna practice the sentiment. Now, I'm going to practice the sentiment on the side that I don't care about first, just to practice. And it's easier to see a darker color around the edge. And so I'm gonna practice first. Now, if I do good and I don't do good on the other side, then I'm gonna keep this. Okay, so that's good. So I practice, right? And if it's like, oh, that turned out good, now do the exact same thing again on the other side. See if I can get it straight. I'm giving the ink some time to hit the paper. Okay, so there it is. No matter the season, I'm here for you. All right, you guys. Then what we need to do is stamp our bird. I call it a pufferkin. So he fits on your paper like so. And give it a second. And then you can either fussy cut it or die cut it. But you're going to do your bird. And on the inside, we also have a bird. Now, my advice for you is do the bird first. If you try to do the branch first, it's really hard to line up the branch in its feet. So just to show you what I've got the bird down here. Yes, I cut off its tail. It's okay, it didn't feel it. It's just off the edge of the paper slightly. Make sure he's kind of going straight, not like wonky. All right, so you're gonna put him over there, and now the branch needs to go. And so it's easier now to line up the branch in between his legs here. Kind of envision that's going right over the top. And that's good. I know in class on Monday night, some people had their bird flying, like landing, making a landing, but it's really close to it. So if you try to do the branch first and then the bird, it's like you are kind of guessing too, right? And I just found it was easier to do the bird and then the branch. So that's it for our stamping. Now, we do have a little coloring to do. So for this bird, stamp off a couple times. For the bird, he's got a blue, I call it a pufferkin. I don't know why, but to me it's this puffer area right here. It's puffed out, right? His little chest is all puffy. So we've got a little pool party going on, and then we've got his dirty wings over here. Now, if you don't like that, you can color it however you want to, but this is how I did it. So now by the magic of TV, I have my bird already done for me. And what I'm gonna do is take my Stella pen, or you can take your blender pen, whichever one, and you're just gonna drag the ink. Hi, Annette Rollin. You're just gonna drag the ink back and forth over the white paper. And by doing that, it just colors it for you very lightly. So dragging that ink is what was done here. Now, again, a blender pen works. You don't wanna keep, hi Deb Arblaster, you don't wanna keep going over it and over and over it. Just do a nice little once over. When you're done, you kind of wipe out your Stella. Now, the other part of his puffer is the bomb pool. Okay, you could also do, if you like to color your inside, you could do that little bit on the inside there too. So I always wipe it out, and his little puffer is in pool party. So what I would do for that is grab a block and put a little ink on it like that to create my little palette. The little birdie is puffed up to stay warm during the cold days. You're right. All right, so go into, you guys, we colored with, for the Abigail Rose class, we colored with Stella a lot, you guys. So you're gonna just put the little ink on the block, and you're gonna color his little pufferkin in here. Just get a little bit of blue. It's just like a nice soft blue to make it look like a little bluebird. I'm trying not to hit any of the brown ink, because if you do hit the brown ink, it will bleed a little bit, right? So you're trying not to hit that. And then if you want to do the inside of your card, you could definitely do that as well. So the stronger the ink is, the more pronounced it's going to be on here too. So just know that eventually the ink leaves your Stella pen, and you got to go back and get a little bit more to kind of touch it up. That's it. Just giving him a little bit of shading, or her, whatever it is. So there. When you're done, again, you got to take and wipe out the Stella pen, because there is some blue in there, some residual ink in there, and you want to get that out. So that's how we colored that. Okay, now you can clean that up, do whatever you want with that. So we're gonna set that over there. Now I think we're at a point that we can, yes, Judy Bobo, this will become available again. Yeah, so what happened was this die set was part of sale-a-bration. So a lot of people got it free with a minimum $100 order, and then they went out of stock. And they will be getting more in, definitely, absolutely. So we're gonna do a little bit of assembly here. So let's get these two pieces and put a little adhesive. I don't know a date though. If there's a demonstrator out there watching right now and they have a minute to log in to the inventory status report, somebody might be able to tell us the expected back in stock date. So, all right, this birch goes on the front, and you want to center that left to right, top to bottom. It's like 5 1/8 by 3 7/8, a little bit smaller. And then you have your inside here that gets glued into here, like that. All right, now this one, I used dimensionals. So I'm gonna grab the sheet of dimensionals and we're gonna cut little pieces. So I will use some bigger dimensionals in the corners, which is perfectly wonderful. But I do want them in, look at that, I had 4 left for the 4 corners. That's awesome. But I want some in the middle section and along the edges. So I am going to take, and I'm going to trim this little side area here and give me this little, I call it a track. So we're going to maybe cut that just a little bit into sections. So we're going to put that around. I'm going to cut one more here. So this is probably the most tedious part of this one, is getting your, here, let's use up some of these. So these will fit, these smaller ones will fit in the areas where you want them. I'm just gonna randomly put these throughout, and we're gonna get one there. Put here. Hi Barbara, Barco, you're late? I'll catch the replay. Perfect. Hi Sue Somerville. Yeah, this is a lot of people's favorites. I will honestly say that. 919 Cheryl Stewart says, yay, thanks Sherry. Okay, so that is like Monday. Okay, you guys, so they should be back in here really soon. Hi Nancy. I'm going to actually cut this one right down the middle as well. You guys, when you get to the edges of your dimensionals, do not hesitate to use them because they work great. Thanks Judy Immel. All right, so we're gonna put another one here. Now, if you don't wanna go through the muss and the fuss of dimensionalizing this whole thing, you do not have to. It is your choice always whenever you're making your cards, you guys. Like if you want it flat, go for it, make it flat. So, and you know what? This is just gonna go right down here. And we're gonna do one more at the top. So, when you cut that really thin, it's nice because you can get into these small little crevasses, right? All right, so there's that. I'm going to try to get one more little section here. So we're going to do with this. Put some right here. I definitely wanted to use the white dimensionals for this though because it's white, right? And we're going to do one up here yet. Okay, now that I've got the back prepped, as good as it's going to be, pick that off. So now you're going to sit here and pick all these little pieces off. Pokey tool works handy. I always forget to do this. Diane Bogenhagen loves to use her pokey tool to pick off. You like kind of poke it in there. To definitely, that is the reason I haven't decided definitely on. This is for Christmas cards. I know it's not 50 cards. Awesome, Carol. That's a lot. Very cool. So that's one way you can use your pokey tool, but I'm fortunate because I have a thumbnail and usually I can just get right underneath there and pick off what I need to. So most of it, and I just got a message in my phone. I was reading it. I don't know exactly what it said though. All right. So there's all these little bits and parts. You guys, this is what creates the dimensionals all over the house that your pet ends up carrying all over for you. It gets on its underbelly and then your dimensionals end up everywhere. Okay. So pick all these off. One more there. I think that's mainly all of them. Now when you go to hover over the top of this, the white is going to be slightly bigger than the designer paper on purpose so that you don't have to worry about that. So there. Now that's popped up. It's got some dimension, right? It's got a little height there. All right. Now, how did I do this? Okay, so you need to grab a little of your tear-in tape and we're going to weave our ribbon back and forth. So I'm going to have one prepped for me. Hi, Latokia. Latokia, you messaged me right as I went live and I saw it pop up and you asked about game night. I do have kits left for game night. So yay. All right. So here, this is going to go like this. And then we're going to weave it back And as I'm weaving it back and forth, I'm bringing it to the right a little bit so that it kind of overlaps. And then this last one's going to go like that. So that is a little bit of how you could do this ribbon. And then I've got my tape prepped. I'm just going to run that right over the top of that. I'm going to pick it off. And you guys, we're almost done with a sheet of dimensionals. Isn't it good? I love finishing up an entire sheet. So do you find that you use up more just to use it up? So we're just going to do that, and then one more on the side here. So now don't worry, you guys. I have a method to my madness. So I am actually going to put this down. I saw in class on Monday night, a lot of people put the leaf down and then the branch, and I do it this way. And it's whatever way works for you. But I didn't put dimensionals or glue really close up to the edge there on purpose. So now I can get this exactly where I want it. And again, I'm not going to press it very hard because I want it just to sit here on the top here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a dimensional at the top of my, like the tip of my leaf here. And then I'm going to put liquid glue at the bottom. Hi, Sarah Merchant. So that's going to go down next. And I'm going to kind of bring that out like that. Something about like that. And again, it's not glued very flat yet, so I've got some wiggle room. And then I'm going to take liquid glue. Tell me about it. Feeding 11 feral cats, so my daughter thinks I need an 8-week-old kitten in the house. My craft room is a kitty amusement park, Penny. So my mom's got like maybe 20 cats on the farm, and it's so fun to watch. They follow her everywhere. When she calls, here, kitty, 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 they come running. So you guys, I got the liquid glue on the back. And then I'm just going to slip this right down in here, right? Because now I know where it needs to go exactly. And I'm putting it so you can see the ridge line above here. That is great that you feed the kitties. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, keep them surviving, right? All right, so there's that. Now we can kind of start pressing things down. We have our little bird left. You guys, Mita, look, look, look. I'm going to put, I'm just going to use it. I'm going to put all 3 of them on here. I probably wouldn't, it's excessive, but then I can say I threw away a sheet there. So this, and then so that he gets popped up at the top, and we're going to put liquid glue on his feet because his feet are going to be planted. Not going to worry about his tail. Now here's the thing. There's an empty space right here. You know, that's hollow where this is popped up. So I might just put a dimensional right in the middle there just to help pop that up so it doesn't get, so like the bird's going to go right there. So we're going to just put that right in the middle. Now this is going to go, oh, I want his tail in the front. Something like that. Okay, and if you think you put your leaf down too far, you can always kind of, you know, we can MacGyver this a little bit, and then that can go back down. And once you get it exactly where you want everything, that's when you start pushing things flat, right? Pushing things down. Oh, Cheryl Stewart, that's awesome advice. Yep. Okay, now, the other thing too, you can fray this ribbon. So you can do that and fray those ends so that they look a little more rugged. And then trim this one. You guys aren't going to have a lot to trim off. We cut this pretty much where it needed to be cut. And so you can trim that. But then if you like that frayed look, definitely grab your pokey tool and pull that out. And then let's cut that. Like that. All right, so that's what I got going on so far. So we got that ribbon frayed, we got that. Now we didn't Stella anything. I definitely wanted to Stella, well we did Stella because we used Stella to color, but I wanted to Stella the branch, and we're gonna Stella the leaf here. Just like that. If you wanted to go gung-ho, you could Stella the whole white perimeter of it. Definitely you could, that would be fine. And then in your kit, you guys, you'll have your three, oh, this must have fallen out. So let's put you back in. 3, they're festive pearls is what they're called. And I've got, you could do like 2 at the top and 1 at the bottom, or you could do, I like the 2 at the bottom and 1 at the top. I'm gonna do on this, I'm gonna do it opposite. I'm gonna put 2 up there, and then we're gonna put 1 down here. So those Hi, Diane Williams. I'm glad you love this card. Yay. The color on those kind of pulls out the pool party really nicely. So there you go. An easy peasy lemon squeezy card. So the difference on this one and then the fun folds that we did, one of the difference besides the color is on this one for the fun folds class, you guys, we didn't put the bird on. We left it that all you need to have for this card is a sentiment because it's die cut, die cut, die cut. Everything's die cut. And then on the inside, that's where the bird is. And if you don't have the bird, easily substitute it for something else that you have or just even putting the branch by itself. So that's the shadow box fun fold that's coming out for fun fold. So different but similar, right? And it's really hard to be a lot different when that die cut is the way it is because that's the focal part of this card. So hi, Barbara Moynihan. Okay, you guys, shimmer paper would be good for the die cutting too. It sure would be, absolutely. This die cut is one of my, I saw this, you guys, when I saw this come out in the mini catalog, I knew instantly that this was a must-have. Like, I needed to own this. The same with that snowman one too. There's a snowman that has the die cut with the snowflakes. I love that frame look. So good. All right, there we go. We got 2 cards done. So let's put this one away. Bird doesn't come with the kit. So Marcia, what happens is I am not allowed to stamp anything. It's against Stampin' Up! Compliance to stamp images for people in card kits. So I don't know if you saw when we were working, I had a piece of white paper and you would get that white paper. Now what you choose to do with it is up to you. If you have the stamp set, you could stamp your own bird. So you guys, when you get card kits from me, they come with everything except for you need stamps, ink, and adhesives, right? And then if you need a bone folder or scissors or whatever, right, your tools. But yes, Latokia, there are spots left for game night. Penny Powell, Fun Folds is the first Thursday in October. So I have it in person on Wednesday night and Saturday, and then online on Thursday. So whatever that first week of October is. So Marcia, yeah, I can't stamp anything. So you would need to have something. If you don't have that exact bird, you could use something else, right? Or it would look fine without it too. Having that leaf and the branch there would be fine too. So there you go. So yes, the stamp comes in this set if you get it. Hi, Julie. So if you get the stamp set, then you're fine. And if you don't have it, then you gotta improvise and get creative. All right. That can go here. And then we're going to do our cottage wreath card last. Okay. So I wasn't planning to use cottage wreaths for game night, but when I made this card, it opened up my eyes. I'm like, oh my gosh, cottage wreaths would be so much fun to pull out to make more. Yeah, exactly. So the difference, Melody, on this one though, is we added 2 leaves, right? Where on this one, it doesn't have those 2 small leaves. And so you could definitely just use the leaf and a branch and find something else to put in there if you had something, or leave it the way it is. What is the snowman step you are just mentioning? Okay, so let's get you off of there. So in the mini catalog, you guys, so in case you're wondering, the perched in a tree, this is the mini catalog. Yes, Latokia, you are great. I saw your note. We'll get you signed up for game night. Message me what your 5 lucky numbers are between 1 and 25. You guys, I am with my game here. Snowman Magic is page 44, and perched in a tree is 46. So 44 and 46. Okay, let's go to 44. Well, there's the bird set, right, you guys? Page 46 is where that set is. And the snowman that I'm talking about is this one right here. So there's this die cut that cuts out a frame and leaves the snowflakes, and it's so cool. We're actually doing a card like that in, it's December, and it's gonna look like this. So this is a December monthly class card, and so you need something to stamp for your snowman and a bunny maybe, but a sentiment here. But this is you guys, this is sneak peek. This is December monthly card class using the snowman. And it could be a Christmas card, it could be a winter card, it could be birthdays, thinking of you. It's gonna be a wintry card. So that's what I'm talking about for that, Mary. So it's called Snowman Magic Bundle. Back to game night, you guys. I do my game night a little bit differently in case you are on the fence about doing it. in the beginning when I started doing it, it was hard watching comments and who commented first. It might show up different on other people's phones as mine. And so what we do for game night, just to keep it fair to everybody, is if you win and you're the only one that has your numbers that you win on that number that was just called, you win the prize, right? You get to pick whichever one you want. But sometimes 2 or even 3 people, you're very welcome, Mary, 2 or 3 people might win on a number. And I only have 5 prize packages, and there'll be 1 prize package, bundle per game. And so if 3 people do get it on the same number, I have an idea to change it up this time. But what we would do is do a random number generator, and we would do a random number generator, and then 1 person will win based off of the random number generator, and the 2 other people get consolation prizes like an embellishment or a ribbon or something. But I had a different idea, and I'm going to talk about it on Monday night. But what I might do is keep track of how many times. So let's say somebody gets lucky hand like on the 3rd game and the 4th game, right? It has happened. And what happens is you can only win 1 prize package. What I might do next time is keep track of people who win. And if 1 person does win 3 times, then they would get to pick the prize that they want at the end. And if somebody wins like 2 times, they would go second. If somebody wins 1 time, then whoever won that first, they would get first dibs. So I'm contemplating that in my head, how that would work. My dad gave me the idea. He's like, well, this is what we do. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. I like that idea. So I might do it that way too. So at the end, I just want everybody to be happy and not to feel like you didn't win because of your technology, because everybody's internet is sometimes slower. And so we really keep, we wait until everybody's kind of on the same page, right? So technology can be great, but it can be horrible too at the same time. So anyways, that's a little bit about game night. So for those of you that are new to me, you might not know how the game night rolls. And so you might not be certain of joining us. So, and know that what I did is game night, there's a price for it, right? And I only built in like $6 of everybody's registration towards the prizes, right? So even if you don't win a prize, it's okay, because like the lot of it is like if there's 45 people signed up, then 45 times 6, I was able to get 5 $50 bundles, which is awesome. And then there'll be consolation prizes, door prizes, all that kind of stuff. So and then the 4 awesome cards, you get the goodie bag. It's so good. So this is crumb cake mixed with Cajun craze. And again, this is the set we are using for game night. And this is part of the Gingham Cottage. So let's go to the catalog really quick, you guys. Gingham Cottage is here. So in the goodie bag you get for class Monday night, you'll get the roll of ribbon. You'll get this whole pack here of your pearlized enamel. And you'll get a pack of 1 6x6 sheet of each sheet here. And then again, you don't need to necessarily have the stamp set to do these cards. So very, very cool. Crumb cake is your base. So make sure you go ahead and burnish that. Good. And then you'll have in your kit, you'll have wreaths. Thank you to Anna for die cutting all these wreaths. You can choose to pick out these extra little parts if you want, but sometimes I leave them in because it adds a little bit of extra, it makes it look fuller. So you'll have 2 wreaths. One is in pear pizzazz, one is in old olive, and then you'll have a bow. And I can't remember if the bow got cut out of the middle of yours or not, but it got cut out of the middle of mine. The bow is from this set. This is scalloped contour dies for Cajun. You have a little baby bow in your kit. It is a widow one, a double baby bow. And then you'll have 3 of the leaves that are in the brushed metallic. So there's like tan and bronze. This is a stitched rectangle, you guys. So it's actually die cut and then embossed with the falling leaves, or like the leaf fall embossing folder. You have 2 mats that are the same size. Now, this one is actually embossed with the timber embossing folder. And you're probably wondering, okay, well, most of it gets covered up, but you do see a little texture behind there. And we're going to sponge the edges. But I'll be honest with you, what happened was I think I accidentally cut up 60 of these pieces for a different class, and they weren't needed. And so I'm like, well, I'm going to design them and put them into this card. So I think it adds a little element of depth to the sides here. So you definitely wouldn't need it, but Oh, Patricia Settle's gonna do game night. I hope my wife is out. Awesome, thank you. Woohoo, Patricia, I appreciate that. Okay, so yeah, so it adds a little bit by putting that, because you can see it. There's a little ridge around there, and what we're gonna do is sponge it. The timber probably wouldn't have needed to be done because it does get primarily covered up, but again, I had all the paper. I had 60 of them. It is what it is, and so you got some timber embossed background, and then you can kind of see it. So what do you need to do first? We're going to sponge, so we need our soft suede. You could do soft suede or you could do espresso, whichever one. And take your sponge dauber and you're just going to sponge around the edges. Now, I love sponging around edges of things because it adds like depth to it, right? So it kind of gives it like a shadowy look, right? You can see that? So that's what's gonna have this kind of pop out on the edge for us. All right, Sue Somerville, thanks so much. We'll see you next time. All right, so we're gonna just go around the edge here and get that sponged. And then what we're gonna do is continue to sponge those falling leaves. All right, so that's soft suede, and you can really see it because it's got a little bit of brown around it. All right, so done with that dauber and done with this color. I would definitely, you can see the leaves have a little texture to them, but they're embossed. But what we do is we're gonna use crumb cake over the top. So let's grab crumb cake, and we're gonna need Cajun craze. All right, so crumb cake, the cakes of the crumb. I have a different dauber for that. So let's just make sure I've got the right dauber. Yep, okay. Now there's the thing. You guys, when you use your dauber, it's really thick at first, right? So you don't want it necessarily that thick. So kind of get some of the ink off. And then right now, it's hard to see it, right? But as you hover over the top, you're gonna add, I like to dip in and then I dip off. All right, just hovering over the leaves, you're gonna give them some character. Kind of dip in, dip off. If you push down too hard, you're gonna hit the bottom area. I'm just hovering lightly over the top. And I'm gonna bring it up close here for a second, so you can see what I've done. I've just kind of pronounced, like kind of showing off the leaves, okay? If you push too hard, it's gonna look more sloppy. The lighter you go, the better it's gonna be, because it's just softly adding color to them. All right, then the way that that leaves folder is, it's at a diagonal, and part of it actually doesn't emboss. So this leaves embossing folder, for you guys that got the kits too, you can see it's right here in the catalog, page 81, it's right there. And it kind of comes at an angle. And by that, then it left this whole little bottom section open for you to stamp a sentiment. And I did pick hello. You called. Just kidding, that's Adele. Adele, I think. So I'm gonna just put hello here down at the bottom. And it's awesome because it's photopolymer. You can see exactly where you're stamping. All right, so that's it for the hello. Now the inside, as long as I got the Cajun open, we're going to grab this piece. And what I did is put that little doohickey. It's a little sprig. And it looks like this. Now that is part of that set as well. So that can go in the corner, okay? Okay. I think that's it. We can get a little bit of assembly happy now. And let's just flip this over. I'm using the back of my piece here because I'm gonna get Stella happy on my wreath because it's easier to Stella it like this. So we're gonna do that all the way around. You guys, I could have grabbed a scrap paper, but I just went to the back of my good mat, and that's okay with me. Make sure you get your bow good. And then if you want to do the bottom wreath, you definitely could as well. You need to squeeze it. So when you need to get more juice in your Stella, there's a push and a push. And what you do is you push them together for a slight second, not over any paper. I generally do it over my hand. And then what happens is if you squeeze it out too hard, it'll land on your hand, or like do it on a surface that's easy to clean up. But you need to push that, and then what happens is more Stella comes into the chamber, and then it works its way down to the brush. So you can't get a dried out Stella if you don't rehydrate her. There was a Tip Tuesday on that, but it's really hard to find it in Facebook now. But you can find it really easily on YouTube if you go Cards by Christine Stella Pen. All right, so I think that's it for Stella Ing. Now let's put this bad boy together. So we can get a little glue happy. So this, and then this, and this all get glue. So let's glue them up. So you guys, you see I use a lot of liquid glue. For those that are new to me, yes, I love liquid glue. I've been using it for years. It seems to last very long for me. I don't have to deal with the tape runner getting broken all the time. So, and then I can wiggle it around. Like I can slide it exactly where I need it to go. Whereas if you use tape runner, it's like you're ripping it all apart. Okay, so that's that one. And then this goes on the inside. So that'll go here. You got like 10 seconds to wiggle with it. And then now this will go on our top. So you guys, that's called paper conservation. So when you cut out the piece out of the middle, it's gonna get covered up. So it doesn't matter that you cut it out of the middle. It's all good. This one, we're gonna pop that up with dimensionals. Cover up all of our ink on the back here. So I got those going on. And let's get that right in the center. So scallop contour die fits really, this size fits really nicely in here. So that'll go on here, centered, top to bottom, left to right. Then you could glue this guy. Now I'm gonna not poke out the rest of these little pieces. I'm actually gonna leave them because I think it looks cool with it a little bit more solid. And so I'm just gonna run some liquid glue in a circle. Put that on my door. It kind of looks like a door or a window. All right, so there's that. And then this one's gonna go next. Oh, you guys, I realized what I didn't bring over here. I have to get a textural element. That's your embellishment on this card. Do you ever use a colored Stella? I ordered a few with, tell us first come on and don't use them. No, Linda Grady. Stampin' Up! Used to have a gold one, and I never used it except for Santa's belt buckle or candles. The thing with the clear Stella is it can go on every color, and it makes it look shimmery on every color. And so I had a gold one, and I never use it. And that's why Stampin' Up! Doesn't have all the other colors, I think, as well, because like honestly, you can get everything that you want to accomplish with a clear one because it goes over every color. All right, so you guys have these 3 little leaves. Hi, Dar McCarthy. You have these 3 little leaves, a bow, and now I gotta go get a textural element. So one moment, please. And, okay, textural elements. You guys got one in your kit. They come, I guess you'd say plain. They look like this. And it's like, it can go this way. Oh, that's the broken one. Huh. Oh, I broke one accidentally. So we'll take the non-broken one though. But I'm gonna MacGyver it together and it'll be fine. All right, so I wanna look at this because that curves that way where this curves up the wreath. And they are in the mini catalog as well. This is a Stampin' Blend. It's dark Cajun Craze. And I'm going to use that to color the berries. They look really cool with them red, like cherry cobbler. And you could color the twig part of it, like a brown color if you want, or a green. But I'm using Cajun Craze because it matches the card nicely. And so I've just done one coat. And now what I'm going to do is take another coat and go right over the top. You have to be very careful with this marker. When you color on dark or hard surfaces like this, it can kind of wreck your brush tip. So you want to be ever so gentle with it. And so by doing that second coat, it made it just a little bit darker. And so what I'm going to do, that's going to like lay there, but I do need to snip off this bottom thing. You can use your finger or scissors, but it does need to come off. And so we're going to just snip that So it needs to be just a little bit. What does everyone one markers or blender pens? So Mary, your question, what does everyone one markers or blender pens? What does everyone use? Markers or blender pens? I think that's what you're asking. I like to use blender pens for coloring versus water-based markers. On this, a water-based marker would never work because it would never soak into it. These are like permanent markers, so you can color objects and different things with it. Where a water-based marker, you can't really do that with. So these blender pens work great. Okay, that's what I thought you meant, Mary. I had to read it 3 times, and I think I figured out what you meant. So blender pens are, I don't know, and everybody else can answer too. I'm going to put a glue dot at the top here. You got to be careful with these because they are fragile, right? Fragile. So I think a lot of people, if I had to guess, a lot of people are going to say they use blender pens. So I'm putting 2 glue dots on here. You could do more if you want, but I feel like 2 is going to be enough. I snipped off that little end, and we're going to have that kind of weave up the side like that at an angle. And then what we're going to do is use a glue dot behind the brown one here. I'm going to just prep it for right now. So we're going to put one on there, and then we'll put a rough day. It's okay, Mary. It's like a challenge when, you type and it doesn't come out exactly because you have people in general have autocorrect and auto type, and then it goes and it sends, and then it's like, oh shoot, that sounded really weird. Yeah, blends you can use on everything, and they color so nicely. All right, so we're gonna also put one on this little guy right here. So I got all my glue dots on my little branches like that. And what I'm gonna do for this bow, now this is kind of thick, and if I put the bow on here like this, I want a dimensional right behind this middle area like that, okay? And then I'm also gonna put a glue dot underneath. Oh yeah, you bet, Mary. I figured everybody would say the blender pens. And I like the blender pens because you buy a set of 2. They're dark and they're light. All right, so now for our dimensional. What we're gonna do, I wanna grab 2 little small areas here because I think it's gonna need the double height. So we're gonna put that actually we're gonna put it right behind the bow. Okay, so you guys, this is tedious. I'm not gonna deny it, right? But this is what is gonna make this card so pretty and special, is this little extra element that goes into it. The bow, the little foliage. So I've got a glue dot on the one side and the dimensional double on that side. And that's gonna go right in the middle like that. Now, if you still see the end here of your stick, you can take your scissors, I promise, and snip it off. That's my snip that I use for everything. Okay, so now it's shorter. So dimensional in the middle, glue dot. So it's pretty sturdy, all right? So now I'm gonna sneak in here the bronze one. It's gonna come up the edge like this. So I don't have any adhesive behind the bow on that side. So we're gonna put that one there. This one comes out this side over here, kind of coming up like the edge, and then this one's ready to go on this side. Okay, so now you've got that. Now, this is flippy floppy over here. So we're gonna have to do the same thing. So it's my glue scissors. I'll do 2 of those. You guys, that's where these little dimensionals work perfectly for. So we're going to put that right there. Pick off that. And I was testing it out to see if one will work, and I think one will work. So it's a little high on this side, and then it kind of goes lower, but it's okay. And then a little glue dot goes right in the middle. And you guys, I made your little widow ones. I made your widow bows. Like, I use my bow maker to do it. So you guys, it's already made for you in your kit, right? So that will go right in the center. Double up your bow, make it look really cool. And trim your tails then. So grab your ribbon scissors, which was this one over here. You can trim the little tails shorter. Now, I did not include any other embellishment in your kit because I figured you got a textural embellishment, a textural element. But if I could suggest anything to you guys, if you do have these amber gems at home, you could add a couple here. or there's champagne rhinestones. If you have those, they look really pretty to add to the wreath. But I didn't include, oh, Mary, forgot to order your bow maker. Yeah, I have some yet. So the next, and your package shipped out yesterday. So you're going to buy the Abigail Rose bundle and pick a free class with that. And when you get that free class, we can figure out the bow maker. Okay. So yes, you guys, if you want to add any other little embellishments on there, you could definitely add to them. Or if you wanted to add some to the outside, but I figured that there was a textural element, which was what I looked at as your embellishment for the card. So I didn't put more in. So, whew, you guys, that's our cottage wreaths. And just to showcase too, in case you guys were still on the fence with this cottage wreath, these are what we're doing on Monday night for game night, because I know some of you joined in late. These are the 4 cards: a Christmas card, a fall card, a Halloween card, and then a spring card. Those are what we're doing for game night, and I still have sets of those available for anybody. And then you'd get in on the prizes, you get the goodie bag, and so yay! We got our, thank you guys, I'm glad you like this one. This one's so pretty, I love it, I love it, I love it. So let's recap and show you guys. So that's what's perfect about using these little sections of the dimensionals, you guys. You can make little sections smaller than little mini dimensionals. All right, so let's grab these and put these all away, and we're gonna bring out all the cards so you guys can see them. See what we did, our fruits of our labor. So we had our wreath, we had the bird, bird is the word, and then our stump, our stumpy. So, okay, so here's the $1 million question I always ask you guys. Which one is your favorite? So it's like, this one's going to be hard to choose, right? Because I feel like they're all so pretty and unique in their own way. Very fall-ish. Like this one could be definitely a Thanksgiving card. That could be a Thanksgiving card. That could be, so these could be your Thanksgiving or fall, autumn cards that you guys need. And then the favorite is the wreath. For Cindy, she likes the wreath. Becky says the wreath too. Latokia says the wreath and the stump. Bird, somebody said bird up here. Linda said the bird. Okay, bird. Betty says the wreath. Ann says good job. Yay! We made it through another Thursday night stamping adventure, you guys. We made it through the night, even with all of our YouTube shenanigan talks early on. So, Carla likes the bird. Penny says they are all awesome. Yay! Sandy says a bird. Okay, you guys, it's all across the board. So I feel like that when I get like all these answers where they're all a mixture of them, and that's good. That means they're all good. So thank you for the sharing. You betcha. All right. So we're going to do a random. So just a reminder, you guys, tomorrow night, we've got this guy coming up, which is the frame, which is something similar to here, right? So I'm going to teach you how. Tyler gave me a good grade, you guys. Somebody said in class last night, oh, Tyler. Oh, man, Tyler. He put goo on my frame. That turkey butt. Oh, my goodness. Okay, well, I'm going to leave it on there. So when Tyler puts little acorns and gold stars and copper stars on, that means he likes them. And so I've got a gold star on this card, and I got another gold star on another card, and then he gave me the acorn for this. So you guys, 5:30 Central tomorrow for this one. All right, so you can catch me again tomorrow for our third stamping class of the week. We're going, oh, my phone is completely charged now too. Yay. Get that out of here. Went into tonight's class with it at like 20%. So not good. All right. So we're going to announce these winners. And we're also going to, Linda's having trouble with Facebook since she signed up for YouTube. That is so odd, Linda. I don't know. That's odd. And I'm curious, what kind of trouble are you having with Facebook? So I'm curious. Okay, so we have here Mary's going to buy her set. So this is based off of people who placed orders. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And Lynn Beasley, I needed to log you on here too. You're number 13 because you didn't order. So, all right, you guys, we're going to do random number generator. For those that don't know, I take people who placed orders to get their class for free, and I do a drawing, a random number generator drawing. And one person wins a door prize from the class, from the online version, because I look at it as you guys can't come to class in person and use my stamp, because when you come to class in person with me, you would use my stamps and my ink, right? And so I look at it as a little way I can give back to somebody by doing a drawing. And I use those orders to close workshops where I get my products that I use for classes. Stacy Burns, bingo is $43. Yep, if you want to send that over, I have a spot for you. And so I have extras at the end, and so I go through and I've been giving them away to people, all my extra stuff, years worth of extra stuff. And so I thought that's better than doing a used stamp sale for me. I give away to my customers. So, all right, Vera, have a good dinner. So we had 12 people that placed orders to get the class for free tonight. Facebook made a change the other day. That might be the issue. I lost my top fan badge. Yes. Cindy Runtree said that so eloquently at Linda Hall. Facebook made changes the other day, and that might be the issue as well. You guys, I do a top fan drawing every month. All right, Latokia, that sounds perfect. And so people lose it, and then they get them. So like Deb Norman had been without for a year or so, and then she got it back. I can't explain to you. And it's the quirks, the Facebook quirks that I've been not liking. So, okay, we're going to go to random number generator, you guys. And I got lots of stuff going on here. So let's just go here and go to random number. And then we're going to announce the winners of these cards. And I think we're good for tonight then, you guys. So number 13. So we're going to do number 13. When I hit generate, it's going to tell me a number right there, you guys. 5. 5 won the other night, too. Sherry Martin. All right, Sherry. You are the lucky winner of the door prize. You guys see my sign-up sheet? Some of you are new to me, and you ask, what do you have to do to sign up for one of my classes? Basically, we got to get your name on that document. Once your name is on that document, that's when you get card classes. And then we figure out you want to pay for it or you want to get it free with an order, right? So basically it's just reaching out to me, and you don't always have to create the registration on my website unless you want to pay for it via my website. So Becky Rohr, add you to game night. Yes, awesome, you guys. So that's good. I think I had about 10 going into it, and I feel like I haven't overcommitted yet. So that's awesome. I think we've got an extra 5 people though. The cards are going to be awesome. You guys are going to love them. I can't promise that the new people that just signed up are going to get them in time for class on Monday night, but I know a lot of you guys put your kits together after the fact and not necessarily with me. So, all right. So yes, congratulations to Sherry Martin. Woohoo, Sherry. All right. So the next package you have going out, you'll get that. And Sherry, your package went off in the mail today, so it'll be the next one after. So hi, Vicki Fritz. All right. So drum roll, you guys. Right? All right. So we're going to start here. We have got, these are the ink, paper, scissors from last time. Hi, Betty Ray. Thanks for sharing. All right, winner chicken dinner is Miss Deborah Butts. You are the lucky winner of this card from Ink, Paper, Scissors featuring Lovely and Linen. Congratulations to Deborah. Winner chicken dinner is Kathy Jackson from Iola, Wisconsin. Woohoo, Kathy. You got one here. So I'll get that in the mail to you. So I used designer paper on the bottoms of a lot of these to help match them. Linda Kester, game night. Yay. Send me an email. Yay. Awesome. Perfect. And then your 5 lucky numbers too. This one goes to, and I also have that designer paper on the inside, goes to Donna Winter. Donna, I don't have your address that I am aware, so you'll have to let me know. Deborah, I have yours. Kathy, I have yours. The last one, the gourmet card, you guys. Oh, it's so pretty. I love looking at this one. Designer paper on the inside again. Miss Julie Bierschbach. Woohoo, Julie. Congratulations to Julie. I have your address. So Donna Winter, you're the only one I need to get your address in case, I don't know where it is if you've sent it to me in the past, but Julie Bierschbach, congratulations. Donna Winter, Deborah Butt, Kathy Jackson, and Miss Sherry Martin are my winners for tonight. You guys, congratulations. I'm pretty caught up on cards from prizes from last classes, except for if I don't know your address, right? They kind of go on a pile. But last week, I have the cards I gave out on Tuesday. I still have those here. So, yeah, awesome. Congratulations. Whoop, whoop is right, Judy Bobo. I hope you guys had fun night. We're not done, though. I have to show you my mystery card. So, you guys, Kelly did mystery card night for me. I really appreciate it because I was in Maryland. Not yet. Where was I Thursday night? We were in Pennsylvania on Thursday night. We stayed in Clearfield, Pennsylvania. and we did Penn's Cave the next day. And so Kelly graciously did a mystery card night for me so that we could keep the memento going with not losing a Thursday night. And so I hope she did a great job, you guys. I think she enjoyed doing it. She usually does my paper pumpkin classes for me, but she did the mystery card for me. So I forgot to get the mystery names. I didn't remind her to get the mystery names for the drawing tonight. My sadness is. So we will do the drawing for mystery card night on Monday night. Okay, so you guys have some time yet. If you didn't finish your mystery card, I'm still going to show you mine tonight. It's already going to be posted at 8 o'clock. It probably is going to be posting here in about 6 minutes. So get on the ball, get your mystery card made, okay? And so it's like a gatefold, and I'm going to show you what mine looks like. And I think you're going to recognize it because it's based off of, I don't remember who asked about the rustic harvest. Oh, Mary Lemke said she did great. Yay. Somebody asked me earlier about rustic harvest. So I'm going to show you guys those as well. So this is my mystery card. All right. So it's a gatefold, and then you open it up, and I've got hello in the inside. I definitely stamped it, and my brown smeared on me, so it wasn't dry, but I went with it. So yeah, so it's a little gatefold. Got to feature the designer paper on both sides. And I think what I told Kelly to talk about was I told her to show you, like, I did something like this from this card. This is the gourmet one, you guys. So this ensemble is what got put on to mine. So I did not go lightly on pieces. Definitely used lots of little scraps and put stuff on my card. So, but yeah, so that's was my mystery night. And then if anybody was still curious what rustic harvest looked like, these are the 4 cards we're gonna be making next week, Thursday night. I have less than 5 kits left at this point. I don't remember now. I'm going to base it off of who's emailed me if they want this, because I had 5 going into tonight, and then I know a couple people probably messaged me that they wanted some of them. So again, I only made 80. I didn't make 96 like I've done the last few Sweet Bundle classes. So yeah, so that's Rustic Harvest. Okay. All right. We did it, you guys. We kept it under 2 hours tonight. Woohoo! So, what else? I have a double header on Saturday, you guys. So I have a monthly class in the morning, and I've got this Rustic Harvest in the afternoon. If you are local to me and would like to attend either of those classes, I have space at both of them. And again, I still have probably space for game night on Monday. I'm thinking so. And then I think we go into Rustic Harvest, and then the following week is ink, paper, scissors, you guys. We're going to figure out the YouTube thing in the interim. We're going to make it happen. Now that I've told you, we're going to work on it, right? Other demonstrators do YouTube lives, and I think they're successful at it. So I don't think there's any reason why I can't get over there. So we're going to do some practicing though, you guys. I might put some little alerts on my Facebook page saying I'm going to be live at certain times. I'm going to probably try to do my Tip Tuesday the next 2 weeks via YouTube and like practice and get it going. Might pull out a card to make. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out as we go. So I'm kind of like a fly by the seat of my pants sometimes. It might be how it goes. Cindy Runtree says 928. You guys are rock stars. Yella Tokia, I'm going to be transitioning my lives to be YouTube lives. I haven't figured out if I have a way that I can do live streaming to Facebook and YouTube at the same time. I might consider it, but I would need to get another device to watch the comments. And I don't know if I could, you guys, if you think I can multitask a little bit, the true test would be, can I multitask watching Facebook live comments, YouTube live comments, and making a card, right? So if I could have them both next to each other, maybe. So I'm going to practice that too, because maybe I could live stream to both. I don't know. So you can schedule on YouTube so we can get an alert there too. Yes, you guys, I know it's all possible. So there's no spam on YouTube. Yes, Patricia. Like you don't get the spammers coming in every now and then. We get those weirdos that come in here and try to wreak havoc. We don't get those on YouTube. Good call. I do craft roulette with Mary Gunn, and I know the last time that I did it, it was via YouTube, like the last 3 times. Good night, Mary. Thanks so much. And you can create an event and then you get it notified. So I'm thinking it'll work. It'll work. And I think you guys are going to love it more in the long run. So, okay, perfect. That's enough on YouTube. All right, you guys, I think I'm going to skedaddle. Yes, you do get spammers on YouTube. Oh, Cindy said you do. Interesting. Because anytime that I've been on there, I have seen spammers on YouTube. Oh, Donna said she's seen spammers too. So I guess they follow you everywhere. So that's how it goes. Okay. Well, on that note, you guys, we'll see you tomorrow night at 5:30. I almost forgot. So we're live tomorrow at 5:30. I'm going to do mystery card night drawing tomorrow night, okay? I know because game night gets a little bit longer. So, can block them. Perfect. That's awesome, Sherry. So you guys, we're going to do mystery card night tomorrow night. So I'm going to ask Kelly for the names tonight, and we'll do that tomorrow night at the end of Sale-a-bration Celebration. So what's the highest lucky number of the 5? Between 1 and 25, okay? I watch another stamper on YouTube, lots of trolls. Oh, Cindy, oh no. Okay, that's what you call them, trolls, yes. Let's do the Rustic Harvest. Cindy Bassett. The cost for Rustic Harvest is $23 to have it mailed to you. Or if you place an order with Stampin' Up! Product through me using my host code, the class is free with a $45 Stampin' Up! Order. And right now, you're very welcome, Latokia. Right now they have the 15% off stamp sale. So you could get some stamp sets at a reduced cost. And if it's over $45, you would get a free class from me. So yeah. You know, and I know, like, you guys, sometimes I get demonstrators asking me, well, can I place an order through you or can I pay? It's honestly, it's whatever you want. It's always whatever you guys want. I don't care. I'm just happy to get you guys card kits and that you're crafting and creating and getting inspired, right? That's my main thing. So you choose what's best for you always, right? So, all right. I think that's all the questions that I have in here. I was trying to catch everything. If I missed answering your question while I was doing the Facebook Live, you can always reach out to me, guys. I try to answer as quickly as I can, unless I'm on vacation or if I'm designing. You know, there's always, you know, it's not always instantaneous like sometimes it might be. So just know that I try to get back to everybody as quickly as I possibly can. So, all right, you guys, I think that's it. I haven't seen any new comments come in. Lots of sunshine, love, and hugs to you. We're dropping like flies. And so I'm going to say peace out. We're dear mother. Lots of love and hug to you guys. I'll see you tomorrow at 5:30. Bye. Cindy wants to do Rustic Harvest. Yes, Cindy, perfect. Awesome. Email me, text me, and I'll make sure to get you signed up for it. Bye.